I've asked it to create a scenic route, so we'll have a look. Right, first thing to do is to have a look down here. So let's go with the battery. Whoop. We'll get our avionics on. Pitot heat, stall and cabin heat. Won't need them at the minute. Let's go with our taxi lights. Anti-collision. Magneters 1, 2, 3 and 4. Garmin's getting there. Let's bring up the prop. Cabin pressure. Let's keep it to 12, because I don't think we'll go above 12,000. Right. It's a bit cooler this morning. We'll just crack the window for a minute. Garmin's up and running like that. Acquire its GPS, and we'll go for engine start 2. So we'll just put. I want to put that to low. Prime. And run. Oh, hang on a second. No wonder it's not making it. I need to turn the fuel on. Right and left tanks. Got. How much we got for today's flight? Oh, it's the same fuel set off. Prime engine 1. Oil PSI is coming up. Altitude alert at 10,000. Right, let's program in our first stop, which is going to be EGTC. I did see someone typing on the keyboard with this. Let's try that. EGTC. Ah, oh, look at that. Game changer. Right, that's the first one set up. If you are on Flight Sim, come and join me. I did this with someone called Nige yesterday, and it was great fun. There was loads of them. So I'd like to start doing things like that. And I know he'll be doing it at 1 today, but I'll be working, so it's just so good. It really was. And this one of the planes I use, so I'll give it another go. I'm using a different livery today, and I just wonder. I put my own tail number in thinking it might change it. Sometimes it does, but not today. Not today. Right, it's just Yeah, it's the runway. Let's go get lined up. So if you are on Flight Sim on the Western server, please come and join me. It's really good fun. So first level flaps in. We'll turn it around here. I'll do 5-minute stops in between each base, so if anyone wants to come and join in. Although I don't expect to have, as I've just started these streams, I don't think I'll expect to have anyone join me, but Nige had around 16 people, which was just incredible. Alright, let's go. We'll climb out to about 4,000, I think, so. Positive rate, the gear can go up. We'll bank out to the right now. Might need to refuel at some point, just keep an eye on that. I was saying yesterday, one of the great things about this aircraft is that it remembers the state it was in when you leave it, so the fuel stays the same, it doesn't refuel itself on each flight. I'm sure you have to do oil changes and stuff on it. I was just by pressing the button, but yeah, very cool aircraft. Let's bring the throttle back, manifold pressure down into the green. Bring up that level of flaps, and we'll just bring the RPM back into the green as well. Another 1,000 to go then. There we go. Right, what we're going to do is go for nav, altitude hold, call it 28, stick on the autopilot. That should bring us all in line. Because our first airport's really not that far away. I did try to put a call sign in. It's just retract the landing lights to give us a bit of more speed. Right, so our first airport, if it's not followed over onto that, but let's have a look for it. EGTC. There it is. So we're going to want to push out to ICR 01 and follow it in that way really, or we could go in ICR 03 to ICR 01. Where are we? Ah, it should be It is an amazing aircraft, the graphics are incredible. Let me just show you this so you get a key computer screen on iPad. It does come out. There we go. And what we can do with that is you can add passengers in if you want. Here's where you can add people in. Obviously adds weight, you can add fuel to your tanks if you want. And it runs you through the checklist so you can just go through it all. Right. Yeah, so the maintenance is here. So have a look at that when we get settled down. Now the only thing I found difficult was you've got to click it somewhere. Let's just set the autopilot again because it's not. Somewhere on here you need to click the iPad for it to go away. Quite fun where that was yesterday. It's fairly annoying. We may have to just leave it on. This did happen yesterday. That is a problem, isn't it? It has to be on. Right, anyway, so we are going to need to take off the altitude, start pitch down, bring off the revs. So coming up to our first destination. Probably don't want to descend that quick. Ah, there we go. Let's just try it. Don't really want to get it back out if I don't know how to get it off. Perfect, you click the dot at the top. There it is. Let's take off the autopilot. To actually slow this aircraft down, you need to bring the revs off the prop. You need to remember to bring them back up. Now there it is. ICRO1 should give us plenty of time. Turning them. There's the airport. Let's go first level of flaps. And we'll go gear down. That annoying beeping noise is because I haven't got the gear down. There we go. And now we can bring the RPM back up. Second level of flaps and bring up the speed a little bit. Gears are checked and down. We'll just run with 2 level flap for this landing. Right, we're down at our first stop. I'm just going to do what we were doing yesterday, just park at the end of the runway. And then I'm going to give it 5 minutes, so if anyone does want to join, they can. We are now at EGTC, I think. I'll just double check that. Fuel, let's check our fuels over here. Right, so we don't kill the battery, I'll just shut that down for a minute. So, yeah, I'll give it 5 minutes here. Wait if anyone wants to come. We are at. In fact, I'll put it in the chat. We're at now. Yeah, EGTC. Leaving at. Okay. So we're leaving in 6 minutes. I'll give everyone time. Let's just check our fuel whilst we've got a minute. I'll go and grab a drink. Yep, so we should have enough to get to the next one. Right, I'll be back in 5 minutes for our next departure. Right, let's get the next one programmed in. To the Garmin unit. So we're going to EGBK now. the landing light back on. And we will bring our flaps up, go for first level flaps takeoff. So we're departing in a minute. Anyone who's free, please come and join. So we are going to, I said EGBK now, so direct to EG Bravo Kilo. Welcome to anyone who's joined the chat. If you are available, please do come and fly with us. EGBK. Northampton. So we're marked in there, hopefully. That's marked us up. So the next one's going to be at... Oop. Why is that not working? Next flight's another short flight. If you aren't available to get to this one, meet us at the next one. Right, let's go for engine start. Engine 2. And what we'll do, we'll just cycle the prop to get some oil around it. We'll get onto the runway. First level of flaps are in. It's a long runway, so we don't need to use full power here, but here we go then, round 2. Go 100 knots, so we'll start to pull back. Positive rate, and the gear can go up. Get to the end of the runway and we're going to bank left. That's the point for flaps, they can be raised. We'll just go off slightly off the manifold pressure. And we'll bring back the RPM as well. That's where we just left. We're heading for our next destination. Probably going to climb to 2000 for this flight. I have set have set the landing lights for track, so I just want to see if it's done that. Yeah. So we'll just leave that as is. Yeah, we're heading for EGTC. Put that in the chat as well. Altitude and nav. Why is nav not syncing? Interesting. Did this yesterday as well. So I'm not sure why it's not following the nav. The nav won't even highlight. Maybe because it's such a short distance. Set course to 351. To be fair, it's pretty much on. Let's try the head in. That's not working, I don't know what I've done to that. Right, fuel. Still good for fuel. We've got 20 gallons in each tank. Heading is slightly off. There's EGBK. But it will fly up and come back down into this runway here. Runway 21 right. What is wrong with that nav? Let's see. Yes, that's Gemini. Why it's not? Gemini knows everything. He even created this flight plan for us today. So nav button on the unit won't light up or engage for a few specific reasons. No valid track. Set to nav 1. Set to GPS. There we go. Right, we're nearly there anyway, but I seem to have somehow fixed that thanks to Gemini. I now don't want it to follow that route, because we're going to take autopilot off. So our runway should be coming up here on the left. And that might be it. Having a bit of rendering issues this morning. Just adjust that fuel mixture again. Probably not going to need full rich. There it is. Right, let's bring back our throttle. It hates this, it absolutely hates it when I do that. Right, let's get rid of that. Let's turn that bank down to the right and come back in on it. These are a little bit shorter than I anticipated, these flights. They really are quite probably wanted it a little bit longer, but we'll improve for next time. Right, keep an eye on the airspeed. As soon as that little blue line on the speedo goes under, we can drop the landing gear and flaps, which should give us some drag. And at that point you want to bring up your RPM. Second level of flaps. Now because I've got landing lights set to retract, when landing gear come down that should automatically be on, but we'll check that when we get there. Not got enough hands to check it now. And final level of flaps, quite a short runway. I don't know why it's not loading in properly today. I do think sometimes 2020 versions are still better than the 2024, but here we go. Two, one right. Flare at the last second. It's a bit late. There we go. Bring up the flaps. Let's set up at the end of this runway, ready to take off for the next one. We'll just turn it here if we can. Just give that beacon plenty of space. There we go. I'm going to leave the engines running. Bring those props all the way back up. Go full rich again for takeoff. Right, so So we're going for 28. We're going to EGBJ with some waypoints in between, hopefully. So look, see what we've got. EGBK. We're at there already, sorry. So we're going to EGBJ. Gloucestershire. That's good, it didn't highlight that. There it is. Right, arrival. Let's go as... No charts available for any of them. So it must be quite a small airport. Let's set it with a direct then. So we're saying EG... EGBK. That's where we're at the minute. That's where we're going. Activate that. See if there is an arrival. None. Very good. Well, that looks like a little bit of a longer flight actually. Yes. Might be up in the air for more than 2 minutes on this one. So we've got 20 gallons left. I think that'll be enough for us to get there. Oh, let's go for it. For 100 knots before we B2, there we go. Lots of rate gear up. End of the runway, and again we're going to bank out to the left. Track the flaps. Nice bank angle there. Back into the green on the manifold. Let's get the RPM into the green as well. Quite a few people out there today. It's Sunday morning flying for all. Let's get up to about 5 and then we'll put on the autopilot, just trying to line ourselves a bit better on the nav path. Getting close there then. Autopilot can be engaged. Nav, altitude set. I'm just going to ask Gemini a couple of questions. Just looking at what these numbers mean there, obviously, or radio comms, and then we've got our VOR heading, or nav headings. Right, and I'm also going to ask it what's set. Headed. Right, fuel is draining quicker on the left side for some reason, but still got enough. I need to refuel at the next point. Check the chat, see if anyone's put anything in. Nothing yet. Fuel flow, let's see how that does. I believe that stays after how many hours you've done, so I've done 2 hours in this aircraft. What we got on this side? Same again. Batteries and glasses. Here's where we are on the map. We're going to... yeah. See, there is a... it says there wasn't a way of putting a waypoint in, but there definitely is. I wonder if we can program in one of these waypoints. IGOS 2. Let's try. The only thing that's either going to be a 0 or an O. Oh look, yeah, there we go. That will bring us in line with the runway here, right? Oh, didn't want to do that for some reason. So I then wanted to so it's marked it for us, but it hasn't. We're going to have to jump onto that now. Well, it's highlighted it, but it's not brought it up. They must have got direct 2 on them. Just about make out the airport. There. Terrible rendering. I suspect it is. to bleed that air off so we can get these gears down. Which will in turn stop the bleeping, bring up the RPM. Steep descent in. Apologies for that. Right, let's get some fuel. Although actually it will refuel, but this way I'm going to have to leave it for today. We'll pick this up either tonight or tomorrow. Where is it taking us? Taxi system has a thing of taking you to complete waste of space, so I'm going to put it in here. Nice to take you to the furthest point of the airport. No, that's not what I'm about. So if this is a car park, this is where it's getting parked. I'm happy with that. There we go. Right, let's refuel it. Ready for the next flight, if I can get that out. Let's put 40% in each tank. There we go. We have fuel. Oh, I should turn it off. Off with the magnetos. Batteries can go off. What's that one under there? That is cabin fan. That can also go off. Should be everything in the right spot. Let's have a little look around. So we've done a fair few miles in it today. A lot of airports. Right, let's just have a look. I think all these open like this here. I'm sure that you have to press something inside, but you can get inside these. This door opens, so if you have to open it from the inside. There we go. Alright, thank you to anyone who watched. I really do appreciate it, and I'll be back on either tonight or tomorrow to complete the rest of the journey. I think there's only a couple of stops, but we'll be night flying. So, yeah, have a great day all. Thank you very much for watching.